There's probably a little bit too much going on. I don't truly understand what's going on. It starts with it's a green creature deck. It's a natural order deck. So a lot of times what you'll see is just a bird of paradise into something, into a natural order for Progenitus and get them that way. Pattern of Rebirth also serves the same purpose a lot of the time. Pattern of Rebirth is a different type of natural order.
Yeah, green 3, enchant creature. When that creature dies, search for a creature, put it into play.
Correct. And there are many ways to sacrifice your own creatures in this. We're underway.
Okay,
so
Goblin
we have Clay
Guide?
with Goblin Guide revealing a Xantid Swarm.
Xantid Swarm.
Well, as Clay reads pretty much every card in Jason's Leeth, we will try to give as many updates on what the card. Xantid Swarm, not the greatest in this matchup.
Things to note about Clay's particular build of Burn. He has 2 Vexing Devils, a card that I think might actually be good in Legacy Burn. I don't think it's good in Mono Red in Standard. The jury is out for me in Legacy because I haven't tried it yet, but I can conceive of it as being good in Legacy. 4 Flame Rift, which is a very good card for Burn if you think that the format is solitaire oriented in terms of what your Burn deck is doing. Flame Rift, red 1, 4 damage to everybody. Yep. It can also cycle, but that's not usual.
The card that Jason revealed is Xantid Swarm. It's a 1-mana 0/1 flyer. When it attacks, the opponent cannot cast spells for the remainder of the turn.
He lays the Swarm. It might just be a gain 2 life play.
Right.
And we see a Hellspark Elemental. In come the kids.
A good start for Clay. Pretty close to textbook. Personally, I'm not a big Hellspark Elemental fan in Burn, but I understand the appeal.
And there's a Carrion Feeder.
You're just revealing all of the one-ofs. Carrion Feeder is part of the Revelant combo kill. It is always also part of Sandblack's Bloodghast of Goblin Bombardment deck. It is a one black mana for 1/1. You sacrifice a creature, put a counter on it.
Yes, it can't block.
And it cannot block. And it is a zombie.
2 Sulfuric Vortex also main deck in Clay Johnson's deck.
I mean, he's clearly willing to deal damage to both people.
Yeah.
He is probably not winning any mirrors with his version.
Oh, his version is absolutely designed for a goldfish.
Yes.
He's going for the goldfish. And we see a probe. What you got?
One of the cool things
for
about
life.
That's a big game. One of the cool things about this
Bolt, Flame Rift. Is that Thunderous Wrath?
It is.
Okay.
Thing I like about this deck is it uses Gitaxian Probe and Cabal Therapy in combination. I love that combination.
It's really cool.
So you hit on both halves. When you name a card with Cabal Therapy, you're gonna know what to name.
Yeah. I mean, like, for example, in this hand, if Leeth were to Cabal Therapy, because he's got a Xantid Swarm to sack, he could go Flame Rift Bolt and nullify 7 damage from Clay's grip. And in fact, the first one was, well, he hasn't cast a Cabal Therapy yet. If he has it, we'll see what happens.
I believe there's the bottom card as a Cabal Therapy. He pays 2 life for Gitaxian Probe because he does not have blue mana in his deck.
Yes.
So all of his Gitaxian Probes will be for life.
213 players here today for this Legacy event.
Nice. That's a good number.
That is a good number.
I liked when they start. I'm sure this is the case most places, but when the
there's the therapy.
When the Star City Open came to Phoenix, it was the biggest Legacy tournament ever held in Arizona.
I believe it. Flame Rift runs away.
So that's Flame Rift is a 4 damage to both players. A sorcery.
Down comes a Wild Cantor.
If you think you've seen a lot of weird cards, there are a ton of strange one-ofs in Jason's deck.
Wow, he does not sack the Xantid Swarm to the therapy. Fauna Shaman. It could be that he has a land and a Pattern of Rebirth in his hand, and his plan might be to put the Pattern of Rebirth on the Xantid Swarm, sacrificing the Wild Cantor, and then therapy away the Xantid Swarm. That's one possible line. Otherwise, I'm not sure why he wouldn't just do that. And the Fire Blast off the top for the kill. Fire Blast, two mountains become 4 damage.
And sacrifice 2, it's a prohibitive 6 mana to hard cast, but sacrifice 2 mountains, deal 4 damage. And generally the finishing kill.
Yeah.
If you're Fire Blasting anything but an opponent on 4 or less life, you probably did it wrong.
Yeah, or you're desperate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not... Okay, if you have been a burn deck and you are playing Goldfish, and then suddenly you have to turn your bolts towards creatures, that is devastating. What do we have for sideboards? For Jason Leeth, we see not so much. Theoretically, he could bring in a Kasali Pride Mage just as a 2/2 body.
He's got to take out something for the Xantid Swarm. The Xantid Swarm's not going to do anything. And if he does manage to bring it in, it'll be good against Clay's minimal sideboarding. Clay has traditional burn sideboards like Pirate Blast, Pyrostatic Pillars, Shattering Spree. So if he also has a Grafdigger's Cage, a Relic of Progenitus, and a Tormod's Crib, depending on what he knows about Jason's mash of unplayable cards.
If you see Carrion Feeder, you should recognize that because Carrion Feeder is in existence, there's some sort of graveyard comboing stuff going on.
Yes.
So I would say you should bring in the Cage. Then
that's a format familiarity thing.
Yeah. And I would also bring in probably the Pyrostatic Pillar, just because your opponent clearly does not look like they're going to be doing anything that is going to be threatening your life total, and yet they have all of these random little creatures, and they've got Cabal Therapy and Gitaxian Probe. Make them pay for it. Make them not happy to have those cards in their hand. But honestly, I feel like, having watched what little I saw of Clay's deck, the only card Jason has that he might want to bring in with the knowledge he has thus far is one Pride Mage, just as a body, and that can swap with the one Xantid Swarm. And if he wanted to, he could guess about other things to bring in Grip out of fear of possible... Krosan Grip, out of fear of possible sideboard cards from Clay. This is actually, I think, a very dangerous matchup for Jason, because even though Jason can win quickly, a lot of his quick wins require him to have a unmolested creature in play, and the burn deck is fully capable of messing with a creature at instant speed.
The interesting thing about that, you might think that...
Oh, it's only got 4 bolts.
There's not actually, when you're goldfishing a burn deck, there's actually not a ton of ways to interact with creatures there are 4 Rift Bolts, those are sorceries.
Yep.
There are 4 Chain Lightnings that are sorceries. There are 4 Lightning Bolts.
Yep.
Those are the good ones.
Yep.
Everything else can't deal damage to creatures.
Or it's very, very dangerous, like losing 2 lands to Fire Blast.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, he's not running Grim Lavamancer, so not having the Grim Lavamancer could be a huge issue for this.
And like Jason, you said earlier, this is a pure mono burn to the face.
Yeah.
I don't think Clay intends on burning any of his opponent's creatures all tournament.
With the way he has it built, he doesn't want to. Sometimes you have to go against what you want to do, though.
Yeah.
We are a mere 15 players short of having had this be a 9-round tournament.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. I thought the number was much higher.
228. We have 213.
Wow.
Our director, Jesse, snaps his fingers in sadness. He was really looking forward, actually. He loves Legacy. I know he's planning on playing in an upcoming Legacy event. I won't give away the goods, but he's got an interesting idea up his sleeve. He says, keep my tech secret. Yes, sir. I'll raise my hands up in surrender. Clay Johnson on the right, up a game. I think he has much more to offer from his sideboard.
Unfortunately, Clay does not have my favorite burn sideboard card in the format, and that is Searing Blaze. I enjoy Searing Blaze so much. Yeah, the card is unbelievable. Just like it's like Firestorm and Dredge. It gives you a point of interaction with your opponent without detracting from your main strategy.
Yeah, Patrick Sullivan and I both are huge fans of Searing Blaze.
Yeah, count me in.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so many sideboard cards, though. You've got to pick and choose who your enemies
Absolutely,
are.
yeah. Yeah, you don't get something for everybody.
Yeah. Imagine how boring Magic would be with 25 card sideboards. I mean,
oh jeez, yeah. There would be so many like Dredge would be unplayable.
And turn 1 Bird versus turn 1 Lava Spike. To the dome, go to 16.
I like the strategy of the mono red burn deck. Carefully consider your options and then deal
Burn
3
your
to your
face.
opponent. Yeah. I mean, that being said, it's not always that simple.
Ooh, there we go. Cradle, one of the very important cards for the Protean deck. Because it can just make so much mana. Look at this. He gets essentially a free Bird of Paradise because that bird makes extra mana for the Cradle. Now he has still 3 mana that he has access to should he do anything with it.
Yeah, on turn 2.
This is where the idea kill the elf first really reared its head. Dan Paskins being the person that really talked about this, where you just get rid of it. Cabal Therapy naming whatever you're afraid of. What are you afraid of?
I mean, the thing is, you're afraid of every single card in Clay's deck because they all do about the same thing. It's one of the appeals of the deck. I could have seen naming Fire Blast. It's the most unique card.
Yeah.
Failing that, I'd name Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. And he named Lightning Bolt and hit.
Did he hit?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a
oh yeah, there's a lot fewer cards in his hand.
Now for me, it's the turn 2 Pyrostatic Pillar.
Which may not do much given the makeup of
I mean,
Jason's.
Jason might just cast Natural Order for Progenitus next turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the pillar's a problem, flashback to Therapy.
I think I still do it just to have it out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Guide.
I would still cast the pillar.
Is that a Slaughter Pact?
It is the Slaughter Pact.
I do not like Slaughter Pact in this matchup.
And a free Ancient Tomb for his trouble.
Don't forget, it doesn't go into play. Goblin Guide is not that bad. Goblin Guide's good.
Would you, if it put the land into play, would you still play it?
No.
Oh, jeez.
It would become what Paulo Dama de Verosa first called it, which was unplayable. It's certainly not that. Lightning Bolt to the dome, or Chain Lightning, I should say.
Chain Lightning. That's where these cards are going.
Mm-hmm. And does he remember? There he is.
Yeah, good call on paying for Pact. Losing sucks. Drew Levin actually had an elf opponent forget to pay for his Pact and let him take it back.
Nice, very kind.
And then his opponent did it again, and Drew's like, first one's on me, next one's on you, sorry.
I was given 2 game losses in a tournament because of failing to pay for pacts, but I won that tournament, so
yeah.
Yay Pro Tour.
Yeah.
Tinderwall.
Tinderwall is an 0/3 wall. Its primary ability is to
block Goblin Guide. No, that's not it.
No. Sack it to produce 2 red mana.
That's right. When that card was printed, people were sad because Wall of Wood already existed, and they were like, "You made Wall of Wood a dead card." 2 damage from Ancient Tomb for Jason Leeth. What do we got here? 1, 2. Red. So red, 2.
Red.
5 mana total. Oh boy.
Okay, Pattern of Rebirth, that's the pseudo natural order enchantment.
Right. So this is gonna land on that bird unless Clay Johnson loses all of his permanents. And then he sacrifices it to Cabal Therapy.
Not sure why Jason cast the Tinderwall in that situation. He still has a mana floating. Because he had Tomb, Bayou, Bird.
Yeah.
open.
He might not have
I
any
think
storm
there's a
cards.
consulting with the judge on
Yeah.
whether or not you get to name the card or search your library first.
Yeah. Now, by the way, I do think that Clay wanted to
Fire
Blast
Blast.
that creature. No permanence, you know.
The
Like-
other flip side of the argument is you're probably facing Progenitus here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you can get if you can deal a couple more damage, you can just.
But
I'm not sure, yeah.
you know that Jason has a Cabal Therapy in the yard. Progenitus can be in play right now. I mean,
Right.
you have to just go like this. I hope you've got nothing else, and just lose everything to kill that bird. I mean, I have played against a red deck at Worlds one year where they had no permanence, and I had cards in hand and a healthy life total, and they came back and won just because I flooded out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that is the Progenitus. That is the From the Vault Legends Progenitus.
I have not seen that art yet.
No.
Clay now on a 2-turn clock.
Oh wow! Somebody pointing out on Twitter when during the Slaughter Pack turn,
Yes.
a kill was Chain Lightning a bird, Fire Blast another bird.
Yeah.
Can't
And
pay
there
for the pact.
Did
Wow.
did
So
die.
Clay missed that one. Yeah.
Who was that on Twitter that came up with that note?
M Lanier.
M.
131.
Lanier, thank you for pointing that
Yeah.
out. A good note.
Yeah, I missed that. I probably would not have seen that. Then I was thinking about using, things just to keep the creature population down.
In for 16. Not 16, 12. What is it? I forget how big is he? 12?
He's a 10/10.
10-10. It's been a while. I haven't had a Progenitus attack me in about 2 years. 16, I'm thinking of Dreadnought, right? Is that
Dreadnought's a 12/12.
God, how am I forgetting all these numbers?
Emrakul's a 15/15.
What's a 16-16?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, my dreams are a 16-16.
Yeah. So Jason's at 7. And when Clay has a Fire Blast in his hand, I believe so.
Gone to game 3.
Yep.
So do you bring in Grafdigger's Cage to stop the search?
Yes. Absolutely, Clay will.
And also,
Where Clay
Stops-
Johnson turned into a ghost as well.
oh my goodness gracious.
That's an epidemic.
Right. Who did that last? I forget.
Josh Cho and
Josh Cho.
this morning.
That's right. Josh Cho.
Oh, reappeared. Whew.
Yeah, thank you, Michael Lanier. Now just imagine Clay makes that play. The match is over.
Yep.
2-0. I don't like the pacts in this matchup. I don't think it's worth losing that 3 mana on the next turn.
Me neither.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of mana to try to kill a Goblin Guide.
Yeah, and it's not. I would imagine the slaughter packs are there primarily for Gaddock, Teague, Talia type stuff.
Oh, yeah,
where
it's totally
we
reasonable
just kill
there.
the guy.
Go off, yeah. But I mean, here.
Okay.
Yeah, Clay was just checking on pattern, whether the Grafdigger's Cage stopped pattern and/or natural order.
It would probably just pattern, but yeah, and that's a good thing. If you come across a card, completely understandable that you do not know what the card pattern or rebirth does. You have a suspicion, get up, ask a judge. There's nothing wrong with asking a judge for information.
Yeah.
Something like that, and that's a big thing. And it helps you deal with Legacy as the great unknown, if you will.
Michael Lanier again says that the Pact can kill the Protean Hulk for the win, but you don't need the Pact to get the win. You
need a way to kill your own Protean Hulk. If you want.
I mean, There are, as you noted earlier, Adam, very few ways actually for the burn deck to instantly interact with the sack outlets that are available to this deck. So, even though the pattern deck can use a pact to kill a Hulk, I don't know that that's the way I want to go.
I don't think it's worth having a card in your deck. I mean, it makes a good point that if you need to kill them that turn, a Protean Hulk can that's it, quicken your clock if you don't have a therapy in your yard.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's entirely possible that Jason wanted to side out his Gitaxian probes.
Probe is so dangerous.
I mean, yeah, it's
if you get the combo of probe plus Cabal therapy, you might not actually be preventing any very much damage. Yeah,
exactly. You're stripping a lot out of their hand, but you're taking 2 in the process yourself. That's
2 for no time from your opponent, and time is a factor. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan, joined here by Adam Prozac. We're watching the 5th round of Swiss here for the Star City Games Open Series in Nashville. SCG Live bringing you Legacy today. Yesterday was Standard. It wrapped up this morning. Jerry Thompson, your Star City Games Nashville champion in Standard.
And story of the tournament Standard, a new Delver deck designed by Jerry Thompson and friends. Put 4 of them in the top 8, 3 in the top 4.
Yeah, 4 in the top 8 of 419 players.
Yeah,
amazing.
Complete format dominance.
Here we've got
the decks and the players involved.
Turn 1 Bolt at the end of turn, going to the Dome. Now, if Clay does not have an incredibly aggressive follow-up, I still like killing the bird there.
I would like it in most decks, but in Clay's deck doesn't really have that opportunity.
Hellspark on turn 2. I honestly don't mind slowing both decks down by a turn. I don't think it matters very much, and Jason's deck can just fall apart. It is a Cradle deck, amongst other things, so...
there's 1 Cradle, but it does have a lot of really strange pieces that really don't stand on their own. Kind of hoping. I've seen a couple Flash Hulk or Protean Hulk combo decks. I've never seen them actually combo out. I've seen them win matches, but only on the back of Progenitus.
Green Suns for 0. And we'll see if the bird also helps out by casting anything else.
I would imagine that it would. Otherwise, you'd probably see a Green Sun for 1. You know my favorite part about Green Sun Zenith is? It makes you shuffle twice. It's like search your library for a green creature, put it in play, shuffle your library, then shuffle Green Sun Zenith into its own library. So
and the bird makes a bird? Maybe? The bird makes a therapy. Name what you fear. What do you fear? Fire Blast?
I'd be okay with naming Fire Blast.
Flame Rift, Price of Progress. Do you lose that bird to prevent 8 damage?
Maybe the Dryad Arbor, because that'll prevent 10 damage because of the Price of Progress.
There we go.
Unless you he doesn't have a second land.
He doesn't have the land.
So
named Chain Lightning.
Interesting.
Hellspark.
I do not like that play from Clay.
No, this is the turn to cast Flame Rift.
Because any creature that doesn't make mana from... Oh, jeez. That is ambitious.
Okay. I hope nothing goes wrong. Nothing goes wrong.
I would not even untap my... I thought he was gonna... He faked us out there. I thought he was gonna go...
Wow. Rift. 4 to you, 4 to me. 16 to 10. Another Slaughter Pact from Jason Leeth.
Looks like a Cabal Therapy as well.
Therapy naming Flame Rift.
That's what I would name.
Price. Jason's still sitting, looking for some mana. Says go. Ugh. Clay in trouble here. But Jason not really capitalizing either.
Yeah, and both players.
Bird, that represents 4 mana next turn. That's a big deal. 4 mana is the flashpoint of this deck. Mog Fanatic.
And a pinch that Mog Fanatic can kill the Dryad Arbor in response to a price.
Yep. Land. Lightning Bolt your face.
Takes Jason down to 7. So a natural order is the combo, I believe.
He's got a Slaughter Pact in hand, so yes.
Well, even he has a Therapy in his graveyard.
Oh, he's a Therapy in his graveyard as well.
So Pattern of Rebirth.
Yeah.
Pattern of Rebirth requires 2 sacrifices, I believe. All right, so maybe we get to explain the.
There's the pattern.
Yeah, put it on the Mog Fanatic, right? I guess it doesn't matter too much.
Therapy it. Naming something.
I'm pretty sure you get the creature first, but. All right, ready to explain some
Oh boy.
Protean Hulk combo shenanigans?
2 prices. They both go away, or is it, I mean,
He just named something else.
Yeah,
random.
I mean, he
Yeah.
knew what was in his hand, so might as well name something. Okay, here comes the Protean Hulk.
If you're correct in that he has a Slaughter Pact in
I
his
believe
hand.
he has a
Yeah.
Slaughter Pact in hand. That pattern probably should have been on the Dryad Arbor.
I agree.
Yeah.
Or the Mog Fanatic. Definitely the Mog Fanatic if he doesn't have another sacrifice outlet.
Yeah. I'd like to put a shout out again to Michael Lanier for the comments on this archetype. This is not an oft-seen archetype, and I can't actually distinguish, because I don't see it very often, what version of Hulk this is, but thank you for your insights so far. Protean Hulk, what does that do, says Clay Johnson? Well, you see, when Protean Hulk dies, it's a green 5 for a 6/6. You get to search your library for 6 casting cost worth of creatures.
Mm-hmm. Creatures that total mana cost does not exceed 6.
Yes.
So it's
In response, Price of Progress.
sure.
Take 2. Take 2. Go to 3. Empty-handed.
F6.
Yep.
That's his F6 here.
Yep. What we're gonna see here is a Revelark. And
A Carrion Feeder.
yeah.
So the Carrion Feeder sacrifices the Revelark. The Revelark, when the Revelark dies, you get. No, I'm sorry. It's Carrion Feeder and Body Double.
Right. And the
That's
body
where we
double.
start, yeah.
Right, and the body double gets the Protean Hulk.
Body Double, when it comes into play, it copies a creature in your graveyard.
Yeah.
In any graveyard.
Yeah,
So
and
he's
that's a
gonna copy
Protean
the
Hulk.
Protean Hulk.
And then
sacrifice-
gets the Revelark to get going.
Yes. Then he'll sacrifice that.
So now, away goes the fake Protean Hulk. Revelark and another friend come out.
Usually it's Revelark and Mog Fanatic, but he's
Right.
already drawn the Mog Fanatic. So,
And now when that Revelark is sacrificed, the Revelark can bring back power, and the power of 0 is small enough, and that 0 is the body double, which again becomes the Protean Hulk, and then you continue on forever.
Well,
actually,
the
it can
body
become,
double-
become a Revelark,
yes.
actually. Yeah, Revelark.
correct.
And continue on forever.
He's getting a
Viscera
Viscera
Seer.
Seer for fun. He does not need that Seer. He has a Mog Fanatic. So basically, when the Revlog dies, it'll bring back 2 creatures. It'll bring back, or when the body double dies, we'll see this. You'll see this Revlog become a body double, basically.
Yep.
And now the body double is a Revlog.
Yep.
So you can sacrifice the body double, basically bring back the body double.
And he's like, see, I can do it again and again and again, he's saying. And Clay's like, I get it.
Right, so he gets to bring back 2 creatures. One is itself, and one is an additional Mog Fanatic, which deals 1 damage each iteration through the loop.
The top card of his deck was Thunder